This is Welsh ASMR 82. How you doing? So, in today's football ASMR video, I managed to acquire this World Soccer magazine, which I like more than the English British ones because it talks a lot more about the world. So we're going to look at the Champions League section today, some really insightful tips about it. And in future ones we'll look at some of the other really interesting articles that are in this fantastic magazine. I'm not being sponsored, by the way, I just like it. Definitely have to read this part. I didn't realise Gareth Bale was in it. Okay, we'll skip some really interesting articles. And we look at the UEFA Champions League knockout stage question time. Okay, so this section here is a bit long, but I'll read the start of it. It says, Milan, who will be Milan's attacking trump card, facing a Tottenham Hotspur defence prone to inconsistency and unforced errors. The Rossoneri will be optimistic that their frontline partnership of Olivier Giroud and Rafael Leao will be able to fire them to their first Champions League quarter-final since 2012. And then Spurs, it says, is Spurs midfield good enough for the Champions League knockout stages? Probably not. Harsh. In a unit which is principally staffed by athletic, holding or box-to-box midfielders, Tottenham desperately need greater quantities of control, tempo and guile. That's basically three words I would describe Højbjerg with. A classic number 10 rather than relying on Harry Kane to drop deep and play make would help no end. Yes, I agree. Club Bruges. Can new manager Scott Parker handle the step up? In many ways, Parker's appointment makes little sense. Ouch. He only played 9 Champions League games, has never managed outside the UK, and, while he did steer Fulham and Bournemouth to the Premier League, he subsequently found the top flight too hot to handle. I think it's really encouraging that an English manager's gone abroad. Benfica. How hard will it be to fill the void left by Enzo Fernandez? Benfica boss Roger Schmidt insists they will not be derailed by the departure of one individual. But the Eagles are bound to miss Fernandez's ability to win the ball, distribute it with thought, and dynamically drive forward. His potential replacements, Chiquinho and Norway's Fredrik Ausnes, are not remotely of the same caliber. Paris Saint-Germain. PSG, where are the French giants most vulnerable? While boasting a stellar attacking threat, personified of course by the trident of Kylian Mbappe, Messi and Neymar, the Parisians are not nearly as strong defensively. Under new coach Christophe Gauthier, their backline has creaked and flattered to deceive in both a 3- and 4-man configuration, and too many of their key defenders appear in decline. Skipper Marquinhos often looked like an accident waiting to happen in 2022. Spanish veteran Sergio Ramos is anything but the warrior king of his Real Madrid days, and France international Presnel Kimpembe has been beset with hamstring and Achilles problems. are Bayern Munich's injury worries. Goalkeeper and captain Manuel Neuer give Bayern a huge problem by breaking his leg during an ill-advised post-World Cup skiing run. But new signing Jan Sommer, a proven international with Switzerland, should be a more than capable stand-in. Julian Nagelsmann is also confident that Sadio Mane will be fit following a fibula operation. Eintracht Frankfurt, who is Eintracht's most improved player. Many would point to young Danish attacking midfielder Jesper Lindström, whose dribbling skills, speed and incisive passing are defining factors in the team's attacking play. The 22-year-old starlet attributes his enhanced standards to working with a sports psychologist. Interesting. Oh, Napoli. What makes striker Victor Osimhen so special? The ex-Lille hitman appears to have it all. Aerial power, physicality, athleticism, pace, over short and long distances, bravery, goal-scoring instincts in the box, cunning ferocity, yes, and leadership qualities. A real threat when latching onto long balls. Osimhen is 100% warrior. Borussia Dortmund. How important is the return of Sebastian Haller? Needless to say, the Ivory Coast striker's successful battle with a tumour is a huge psychological boost for Dortmund. Handed a testicular cancer dosis just a few days after signing from Ajax last summer, the centre-forward could not possibly have imagined a worse start to life at the Westfalenstadion. Now, following 2 operations and a course of chemo, he is back, eager to make up for lost time. I felt goosebumps on seeing him back in training with us, revealed Dortmund skipper Marco Reus during the club's winter training camp in Marbella. How wonderful. Chelsea. Has Chelsea's spending spree enhanced their prospects? Although the Blues have, on the face of it, made a number of sound acquisitions in January in an attempt to revive their season, notably on loan Portuguese attacker João Felix, world champion Enzo Fernandez and Ukraine winger Mikhailo Mudryk, the recruitment process has been more scattergun than methodical. This magazine's quite harsh, isn't it? Internazionale has Lautaro Martinez shaken off the ankle problem that hindered his World Cup. Martinez had to resort to pain-killing injections to play in Qatar, and Inter feared it could be a long-term problem. Thankfully for the Nerazzurri, I don't know why my voice broke then, Nerazzurri, those fears have been allayed. Martinez is their top scorer this term, and has a happy knack of rescuing them in difficult moments. Porto, who was the unsung hero of the side that topped Group B, a Canada international with Portuguese roots, central midfield schemer Stephen Eustáquio is not yet a household name. In Europe, I rated him in my World Cup video a couple of weeks ago, but the 26-year-old soon will be if he keeps up the good work. Once thought exclusively as a tough tackling ball winner, he now is just as likely to supply goals and creativity. Real Madrid. What tactics will Real Madrid employ against Liverpool? As we know now, score lots and lots of goals. Los Blancos' boss, Carlo Ancelotti, is not one to overthink a matchday plan. Always the pragmatist, the 4-time champion does not like to complicate the instructions he gives to his charges, and if a formula has worked previously, such as when guiding Real to a 1-0 victory over Liverpool in last season's Champions League final, the chances are that the Italian managerial maestro will stick with it. Little is more. Less is more. Liverpool. Is Liverpool's patchy form linked to their pursuit of a trophy last term? It's more than plausible. It's a more than plausible explanation. They are not playing with the same zip or energy. Opponents have begun to outrun them, and their once fearsome pressing machine is spluttering. They're simply not winning the ball back like they used to do. RB Leipzig. Can Leipzig progress without goalkeeper Peter Gulach, who was injured last autumn? The loss of RB's captain and first-choice goalkeeper to cruciate ligament injury was a severe blow. A fine shot-stopper and an experienced Champions League campaigner, the Hungarian is far more accomplished than his backup Janis Blasvic, who is essentially a journeyman. Manchester City. In which area of the pitch are City currently the weakest? Fullback has become a problem area for City, with Kyle Walker substituted at half-time twice since the World Cup, and João Cancelo leaving for Bayern Munich. Yet, a solution may have emerged in 18-year-old Rico Lewis, who has shone in his early career at right back. Some of you pointed him out to me in your comments. Okay, let's take a look then at the Europa League knockout stage. This one is called Ones to Watch. Nick Bidwell picks out 12 players to keep an eye on in the knockout stages. Okay, so we have Vincenzo Grifo of Freiburg, Teddy Dilma of Union Saint-Gilloise of Belgium. The dynamic midfielder and Union skipper is the best player to have emerged from Malta in a long time. Outstanding in both the number 10 role or as a holder, he is tenacious, full of drive, extremely creative, and knows where the goal is. Alejandro Balde, Barcelona. Still only 19, left-back Balde has been going from strength to strength and will soon be the undisputed first choice for both Barcelona and Spain. Santiago Jimenez, Feyenoord. In his first season in Rotterdam, following a move from Cruz Azul in his native Mexico, the young striker has struck it lucky as a Europa League super sub, coming off the bench to score 3 goals in home and away clashes with Italian giants Lazio. Brais Mendes, Real Sociedad. Exceptional attacking midfielder who has hit the ground running since arriving at the Anoeta Stadium from Celta Vigo last summer. Capable of outrageous moments of skill, such as his audacious backheel goal for Celta against Rayo Vallecano last season. Nikola Zalewski, Roma. Roma boss Jose Mourinho has a soft spot for the industrious and tactically aware youngster, 21, who can put in a shift at left back, further forward on the flank, or in a box-to-box role. Born in the Rome region to Polish parents. Pedro Gonçalves, Sporting. Any discussion about goal scoring at Lisbon Giants Sporting inevitably leads to high praise for the red zone contribution of incisive left-winger Gonçalves, aka Pote, who in 2.5 seasons with the Lions is approaching the 50-goal mark. Adama Traore, Ferencváros. The Mali international forward, a sharp, raiding front runner, is capable of posing a threat anywhere along the front line. Guido Rodriguez, Real Betis. This resourceful defensive midfielder is the type of player who instinctively gives an optimum balance to any team. Xavi Simons, PSV. In his first season as a regular starter in the pro ranks, the former Barca and PSG youth teamer is finally living up to all the prodigy hype of his tender years. A classy, versatile midfielder born to excite. Trouver, Rennes, in, oh I can't say this word, oh my god, untirable, indefatigable, attack-conscious left-back who recently starred in the Breton club's 1-0 League One victory over the mighty PSG. Serie A giants Inter are thought to be very keen on the 21-year-old French international. Djokovic, Union Berlin. The Berliner top brass pulled off quite a coup last summer in securing a 12-month loan deal for the promising 24-year-old Porto centre-back. A 7.5 million option to buy looks an absolute snip. I didn't read any of Grifo actually. Long-serving Freiburg coach Christian Streich, an expert in overachieving on a shoestring, never likes to single individuals out for praise, preferring to emphasize the team as a collective. But even he would be tempted to make an exception for this highly influential winger-cum-playmaker. Okay, and before we finish, we'll do the same for the Conference League. Ones to watch. Oh, this guy, so good. Kefren Thuram of Nice. The Thuram football family tree looks like more like a forest than ever. Lilian, the head of the family, won 142 caps for France and played an instrumental role in the conquest of the '98 World Cup. His cousin, Johan Thuram-Ullien, is a pro goalkeeper with Quevilly-Rouen in the French second tier. His cousin, Johan Thuram-Ullien, is a pro goalkeeper with Quevilly-Rouen in the French second tier, and now the Batons Bastilians' two sons, Marcus and Kevrin, both shining stars of the French game. Marcus, who currently earns his living as an attacker with Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga, featured for France in the Qatar World Cup, while younger sibling Kevrin, 21, is an all-action and key midfielder for Nice, is tipped to imminently add full international honours to his extensive collection of youth and under-21 appearances for France. Who else then? José Luis Morales, Villarreal, evergreen 35-year-old striker who, in a surprise twist, ended a decade-long association with Levante to sign for the Yellow Submarine last summer, netted a Europa Conference League group stage hat-trick versus Austria Vienna in October. Aleksandar Čavrić from Slovan Bratislava, the versatile Serbian attacker, comfortable as a winger, striker or attacking midfielder, has supplied much of the firepower as Slovan became the first Slovakian club to qualify for the knockout phase of a European competition in 17 years. Dani de Wit, AZ, excellent all-terrain midfielder with a great engine and an eye for goal. Once an Ajax starlet and the captain of the Dutch under-21 side, he joined AZ back in 2019 in a €2 million deal and has become an integral part of the team. Joel Asoro, Djurgården, speedy right winger, equally impressive in his finishing as his selfless chance-making, a much-travelled pro, having played in England, the Netherlands and Italy, and Wales. A former Swansea player, he recently scored on his senior international debut for Sweden. Mattia Zaccagni, Lazio. Lazio head coach Maurizio Sarri made an inspired decision when he opted to play Zaccagni on the left wing rather than the latter's favourite role as a number 10. Sarri rightly wants the former Verona star to push forward and go for a goal more. Serdar Gürler, Istanbul Başakşehir, mercurial, impressible French-born Turk who can produce moments of magic on either flank, quick, cheeky, and an improvisational master. He is never more a threat when seemingly in a tight spot. At his 9th Turkish club, oh my gosh. Christian Kwame, Fiorentina, the long-legged Ivorian winger or centre-forward, has proved priceless in the Europa Conference League this season, creating a large proportion of the Viola's goals. He scored a brilliant bicycle kick in a 3-0 win at Hearts. Simon Panza, Braga. With Vitinha moving to Marseille, Braga will be looking to the leggy 26-year-old forward to take up the slack. Panza, who joined from Ligue 1 Lens last summer, is both an excellent leader of the line and an opportunistic finisher with either foot. Mario Stroikens, Anderlecht. Former Belgium head coach Roberto Martinez was reported to be a keen admirer of the pacey, adaptable teenage attacker, a hard-running devourer of space, outstanding in his movement and full of drive and confidence. Darian Marlis Ball, in the second of a 2-season loan spell from Internazionale, the 21-year-old attacking midfielder, a Switzerland youth international at various levels, has exploded into life these past few months and has 3 goals in his season's Europa Conference League. And lastly, Artem Dovbyk of Dnipro Odin, a constant thorn in the side of Europa Conference League opponents this term. The opportunistic striker scored 5 goals in the group stage. The 14-cap Ukraine international also netted versus Scotland in last summer's World Cup playoffs. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little insight into the European knockouts. I'll come back to this awesome magazine and investigate further over the coming weeks. If you've got any other players you think I should be watching in the knockouts of each of the 3 European Cups, then why don't you drop me a comment, and if you enjoyed this video, click like for me. But for now, thank you so much for watching and for all of your support with this channel. Take it easy. Bye 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 bye.